Many Timmies of the gathering asked the question, is it worth it to buy Modern Horizons? Seriously, literally, a couple weeks ago, nobody cared. It was War of the Spark is going to change my life. And now I'm like, all right. And now, of course, as predicted, all of our attention and all of our mindsets and attitude is now changing to the next train that's coming into the station to hype everybody up. And you know, freshly haircut, shaven Rudy from 2016 is here to tell you, it's amazing. The mindset. I've never gotten so many messages in my life about people wanting to invest in a new Magic set. And every message now, I swear almost every message is, Rudy, I'm ready to invest in Modern Horizons. What do you think? I got $133.17 and 3 leftover French fries from the Happy Meal. What do you expect? I'm like, dude, we don't even know what's in the set. We don't know how the market's going to take to the product. We don't know how this printed demand is going to age. We don't know what exactly printed demand means. Are they going to overprint it, leave it in a warehouse, and release waves? Is it going to be printed demand, 1 wave, 2 waves, 3 waves, like unstable? Is it going to be some sort of 1-2 tap, like a Modern Masters 2015 or Eternal Masters? But the fact there's so much mindset that's skipping everything and going straight to, I want to invest, it makes me nervous. It really makes me a little uncomfortable. And I think the fact we don't even know anything about the cards, we don't know anything about the print run, we don't know how the market's going to absorb the product, we don't know how the market's going to take to the product. We don't know how the market is going to let the product age. Is it going to age good? Is it going to be a Commander 2018 where everybody thinks it's garbage and it tanks? And then as it starts aging, it starts to rebound and everyone goes, wait a minute, I better buying that. They were only like $120. Now they're like $130, $140. They're on the move. I better get, we don't know. Is it going to be a Conspiracy 2 Take the Crown situation or a Battle Bond situation where it comes out, or actually Conspiracy 2, and it sits around and nobody wants it. Everybody tries to unload it. It's on clearance everywhere. Distributors are like, oh, toxic asset, And then as the years go by, does it become the next golden goose? Or is it going to be straight up Ultimate Masters where it comes out, everybody wants it, it only goes one direction, it goes up? Nobody knows. We have no idea. Because we don't know anything about the product. But everybody's skipping all these categories and going straight to, how do I invest in it? Rudy, how many cases should we sit on? Dude, I have no idea. I'm like, everybody, 30 days ago, not a single person asked that. Everybody was just straight up, War of the Spark, Rudy, I think it goes to $835 a box. What? What are you talking about? It's not even out yet. Why how do you even come up with that number? Are you just making up numbers? $835 a box for War of the Spark? What are you talking about? It's a regular booster box. It's in standard. Well, Modern Horizons, I think it's going to be the next Ultimate Masters at. I think it's going to be $450 to $500 a box like Ultimate Masters. What are you basing this on? We don't know that. You have to see how things unfold. You have to see how the market and the collectors, the players, the evil investors, the 3% women, we have to see how everybody takes to the product before we can even have any form of credible conversation about something. But I've never seen the market shift so quickly. From War of the Spark, everything's amazing. Hype. All right, over here. Modern Horizons. What are we doing? What's the game plan, everybody? Look, the only thing I can tell you all is, like I told you all before, if you're a patron, I'm probably going to be selling it for between the 180s to 190, maybe 194, 184. I don't know what the numbers are going to be. I don't have the allocation numbers. I don't know the supply. I don't know. Besides that, yeah, I'll offer a release date and I'll sell it and then we'll wait to see what happens. Besides that, I have no idea. What if there's a big release wave at the beginning and there's tons of product to go around and all the prices really tank like they did with Iconic Masters, Masters 25, and then eventually it stabilizes 3-6 months later, and the reprints and the printed demand, because it didn't do real well at the beginning, they don't reprint a lot, and the printed demand is kind of throttled back, and then it cycles out of print quicker than it should have, and then all of a sudden we have an Iconic Masters, Masters 25 situation where the products are literally going up a couple percent a month. You cannot predict. It's physically impossible. As we get closer to release and post-release, I'll disclose how many boxes I'm able to get. I'll disclose, obviously, what I'll be able to sell them for after shipping, fees, all that crap. I know some distributors are selling for I think it's 165 to 175 price range. So that seems to be the numbers around the wholesale ballpark. I've heard some people say 180 is wholesale, and I've heard some people say 150 is wholesale. So there's a lot of wishy-washy. I've been quoted between 165 and 175 and change. So I'm going to go in the middle and say the average is maybe 170s. So it's different depending on who you're buying through, the quantity you're buying through. Are you a distributor under a fake name selling to the public? Fugazi. Nobody knows. So I just want people to kind of keep a level head. Because, again, I think we're experiencing an ultimate FOMO on new products. Because the evidence in the history in the last 12 months shows massive gains and a lot of wealth and money and easy money was made from all these products. From the Battle Bonds to the Dominarias to now the Ixalons are going up. And then you factor in the Ultimate Masters, then the Somersets. You factor all these things in. And now even Commander 2018's gone up. I mean, when you put everything together, everybody's saying, look, every product in the last 12 months has been going up in value. This is kind of a unique product that's never been done before. And we think this is going to be the next. I mean, I get how you can connect the dots. But history from Iconic Masters doesn't work that way. History's from, when Iconic Masters was announced, even myself, I thought, hey, it can do no wrong. It's coming off the back of, Modern Masters 1, Modern Masters 2015, Eternal Masters, Modern Masters 2017. Every set went up in value, was a home run. So when Iconic Masters was announced, me, just like every other Timmy running down the lemmings, and we were all, the brick in the wall attitude, I was just like everyone else and thought, hey, I bought heavily in the Iconic Masters, just like everybody else, and I didn't think it could ever go down because no master product ever had any track record of breaking that trajectory. That trend was never broken. The trend was my friend, and then it turned around the bend and punched me in the face. So again, now we're dealing with a Modern Horizons with no history at all. We have a mid-tier product with that mid-range, what was that, $9.99, $6.99 supposed MSRP, but we're not allowed to talk about MSRP because it was removed for legal reasons. So we've got a mid-tier product, not quite at a master level, but higher than the standard level. Supposedly there's rumors about, I guess there's only one foil. There's not a foil in every pack. I guess it's normal. There's been no talk of box toppers or anything special, but nobody really knows. Nothing's been leaked or nothing's been discussed. We don't know anything in the set. We don't even know the exact packaging of the product. Supposedly it looks like a standard box. 6 boxes per case, I guess? I don't know. But the fact that everyone's jumping to these extreme conclusions is just, it's nerve-wracking. It's disturbing. The product's not even out yet, and people are talking about out-of-print investing and aging in 5 years. And, that's how fast the mindset of everybody has changed. And that is a little scary. As some people have talked to me about, we're now in an era where everybody expects every new product to come out, goes out of print, and goes up in value. The last time everybody had that mindset was Return to Ravnica. It was Gate Crash. Not quite Dragon's Maze, but Return to Ravnica and Gate Crash off the backs of the few blocks before them were the same thing. The Avacyn Restored, Dark Ascension, Innistrad, New Phyrexia, Scars, Mirrodin, Besiege, all that stuff. And we seem to have swung back around because the player base has been flushed out of all the people who were frustrated and quit, all the stores that went bankrupt through the lull of Amonkhet Ixalan era, and all the new blood that's come in from, of course, the e-commerce and all the trailer and hype going on. And I feel like this new cycle of players, collectors, and 3% women don't quite maybe have the experience to remember that there was another time, 6-7 years ago, when everybody had the same mindset that every product could only go up. And that's how it feels to me right now, because everybody believes that. And in my opinion, one of the reasons all the products I bought into, from Iconic Masters to Masters 25 to Conspiracy to Battle Bond to Commander to that whole segment, even Kaladesh, Aether Revolt, Khans of Tarkir, Fate Reforged, Dragons of Tarkir. I mean, you go all the way across the spectrum. And I think one of the reasons a lot of wealth was created for myself in those categories and some other large card stores that were holding product, not very many of them, was because the market sentiment was against them. But now we're progressing to an era where the market sentiment is 100% on board again, similar to the RTR era. And that literally that scares the tacos out of me, man. That makes me nervous. Because everybody's looking to buy boxes to hold and not open for investing. And unfortunately, that's usually the sign of euphoria, or kind of the top of the roller coaster where everyone's so euphoric of the easy money, whether it's a Wall Street thing or flipping losing my voice, or flipping houses like in 05, 06, 07. You know, I knew it when I was waiting tables and bartending in college. I remember the dishwasher in my restaurant. No disrespect. He was a really good guy. He was smart too. The dishwasher in the restaurant was flipping houses. The guy making the desserts in the restaurant had signs up saying his condos were for rent and he was flipping 2 houses and they were under construction. And I remember as a young Timmy, 10, 12 years ago now, and being in college and business school about to grad, I remember thinking, how is every person just signing on a piece of paper, putting no money down, or putting 1% or 3% down on a house? They wait 9 months for them to build the house, and then they just give it to somebody else or flip it, and they make 50 grand. I remember thinking to myself, money and wealth creation out of nowhere, it just didn't feel right. It felt off. And I have a similar feeling right now because of the mindset of everybody else. And I understand that, you know, people are going to say, well, Rudy, you're just pumping and dumping the market. You're controlling it. You're evil. I get it. And I think there's truth to that, though. Like I've talked about a year ago, I never actually thought this channel would explode to over 6 million views a month. I had no idea. No clue that was going to happen. You know, I mean, I thought for sure there was going to get views. I thought it would get a couple thousand subscribers. I knew there'd be some growth, but I didn't think it would go to this extreme level where literally the videos are, you know, whether you like or dislike me, it's all listened to. Even the people who hate me, I can upload a video. It could be 20 minutes long. In the first 30 seconds, there'll be the same 4 or 5 people that dislike a 30-minute video in 4 seconds. And it's like, you didn't even watch the video. And now that we have this kind of conversation and the openness of investing in card games is such a mainstream thing in the card world now, where 3 years ago when I started the channel, nobody talked about that. When I started the channel, that's why when I honestly, one of the things I really miss was at the very beginning of doing this Magic channel, all the comments were a lot more aggressive and negative and attacking. And I miss some of that because they were authentic. And now they're not, because everybody knows the history of the channel. They know more about me. They know about the history of the products, and everything's more open now. Everybody knows how the story unfolds. But at the beginning, nobody knew what was going to happen. And the comments were, and the response was so much more interesting. But now there's no surprise. Everybody knows me. Everybody recognizes me. Everybody knows the card world, the money. Everybody knows reserve list. And, you know, there's no secrets anymore. So that's my speech on the whole thing. So I know Modern Horizon spoilers are supposed to be coming any day. And I don't know how good or bad they'll be. I'm sure they'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be good and they'll be hype. And because Wizards goes all in on making sure everybody's excited. The more excited you are, the more emotional reaction you have. The more emotional reaction you have, the more historically and statistically you are to spend a higher percentage of money on the product while you are emotional before you calm down and think logically about your situation. So I get it. It's well played. It's good. But I just want to leave the video there that, you know, I want to let everybody know what I see happening with the current market and everybody's opinion on these new products and how much things have changed from the last 3 years I've been doing YouTube. Because, I mean, I just want to leave everybody on this. The fact that nobody is like disagreeing about investing in new product really makes me uncomfortable. Because that means most people are probably going to start doing that, or they've already started doing that, which long term will affect the way the underlying asset moves, appreciates, and the supply that are remaining sealed. The Walking Dead. That's all I got.